Okay, so I'm a psychologist. I can handle it. I was only an undergrad, and then I did a few experiments. But I could give them up if I wanted to. Testing hypotheses isn't dangerous. Chi-squared, t-tests, ANOVAs, well, they're all okay, in moderation. So I read the journals. But I'm not addicted to them. I submit articles now and then. But I'm in control. I don't have to get them published. All my friends have left me. They all thought I was analysing them. But I've still got the rats. And the computer. They'll never leave me. Will they?
Don't be a dummy. Psychology really does screw you up.
Here, are you going to review days? I hear it's going to be good.
No, I really can't afford it. I'm saving up for deposit on the departmental dinner.
I'll see you later.
Wonder if there's anything good on the radio.
Good evening, it's 5 o'clock and it's time for this week's edition of Round Terminal, the weekly review of papers submitted to the Journal of Boring Research. On the panel tonight I have Professor Ian, that wasn't new or interesting, Howard. And Dr. Mike, don't you just love my curly hair, Bertie? If we were to have Dr. Nigel, I wish I was deep and not just trendy shambles.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And here's the abstract from the first paper, a multi-level model of human linguistic performance by J.J. Gumby of the MIT. I'll start by reading it and then we'll get the reaction from our panellists.
Oh, is it not no longer still extant anymore?
Okay. This paper discusses enhancements made to the multi-level model of linguistic performance first proposed by Chomsky and Gumby 1983. In it I show how all recorded speech in the history of mankind can be explained in terms of language. Now Mike, no wonder all the girls love me, Bertie.
I actually quite like that, yeah. This Gumby fellow over the last few years has impressed me with his papers. I like his ANOVAs, I like his use of the t-test and his chi-squares are far out.
You hope it gets published?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose you've got to admire the way he's launched himself into a completely new paradigm.
Yeah, stunning, yeah, and he does a really good line in F-tests too, yeah. He's the clever one.
Johnson, right.
Yeah.
Now, Nigel, what I'm about to say will baffle you, Shambles.
Yes, well, of course, speaking with all the usual caveats and qualifications in mind, and having the exceptions in mind also, I suppose one might, loosely speaking, on the one hand, to describe it, let's say loosely speaking, as kind of okay. And on the other hand, in a different sense, I feel that one might perhaps be tempted, if one were pushed to describe it more kind of okay. Let me elaborate further on what that is. I think the important question to emerge out of it all is, why is it I spend most of my time sitting here waffling on, speaking meaningless dribble. I expect other people to understand it. Well, I think there's probably two answers to this question. The first one is I'm good looking and intelligent and wear rather trendy clothes. and they aren't and don't. But I think there's a second point that comes to mind in this way, in a kind of sense that is it my environment? And I think part of the answer has to be true. Certainly, if you'd spent 7 years in a psychology department like me, you'd probably end up like this.
Nigel, you're bullshitting again.
I'm sorry, what was I talking about?
You weren't talking, you were bullshitting.
Oh, is it not no longer still the case anymore that I haven't yet not stopped doing it? What was I bullshitting?
The Gumby paper.
Oh, the Gumby paper. Yes, I thought it was okay.
Okay. Now, Ian, my paradigm of psychology is more authoritative than the Bible. Howard.
Well, there were two interesting things in that, but only one new one.
Yes, really.
Yeah, well, I can't remember what they were. I think this stuff is a load of rubbish. All this clinical waffly stuff. I just don't know what to think about it. It's rubbish. If it had a potted plant in it, then I would.
And welcome to a special edition of Sport on 2, coming live from the Department of Psychology at Nottingham University. The first event is textbook writing, so let's join Hugh Smith and Roger Henry in the commentary box.
Hello and welcome live here at the first year lab where a tremendous electric atmosphere has been building up. A good size and I think a very good natured Thursday afternoon crowd have turned out to watch local boy Jeff Underwear write his new book, Attention and Memory, 2nd edition. And yes, here he comes! He's looking calm, he's looking relaxed, very much the man in form. As he settles down, chair, shoulders square, back straight, pen held lightly but firmly in the right hand. And he's opened the first word of Underwear's new book at 2:25 on this mild Thursday afternoon. It's got 3 letters, it's got 1 morpheme, it's got 3 syllables, it's a frequency count of 72 per 1,000. It causes retroactive interference to X, it's a prime for that, it's the definite article, and it's the project.
Well, I've never liked this word, used to the word the, you know, thank you. Used it 24 times in this last paper and only 8 times in the next one. It's a T of less than, a P of less than 0.001.
I'm sorry to interrupt you there, Roger, but he's crossed it out again. Jeff Underwear on the first day of his new book has crossed out the only word he's written so far. And he's gazing off into space. Well, I'm afraid it's looking very much like aspects of consciousness all over again. But he's writing again. There's a second sentence coming up here. This book is a doesn't make sense. Oh, this book is a presentation of a lecture course given in the past 10 years, and there's definitely no turning back here for Underwear. This is no for a sentence. And there we have it. 2:36 on this mild day. What a sentence. This book is a presentation of a lecture course given in the past 10 years at Nottingham University Psychology Department. Roger.
Well, no surprises there. One transformation lexical density 1.8, pretty much an underwearian sentence.
And here's another sentence coming up straight away. In it, I discuss the filter and Underwear straight into the filter theory. This is a bold move on his part, and there's discussion going on in the audience. And it's getting the thumbs down from the students. This is disappointing. In it, I discuss the filter theory of attention and contrast it with the limited capacity model.
Well, it had to come eventually. There's a lot of history associated with the capacity model. It's his own, you know. It's caused grief and torment to many a poor student over the past 10 years, and his colleagues are not too pleased with it either.
And so, from the electrifying atmosphere of the first year lab, we return you to the studio. There's a good prospect to the textbook writing day ahead, but we will, of course, be back in time for the first diagram.
annual review of the Nottingham University Psychology Department research findings. Mike Bertoff and Nigel Shambles made important breakthroughs this week in their quest to find the ultimate knowledge elicitation technique. Our reporter spoke to Dr. Shambles in his penthouse suite in the park.
Dr. Shambles, I understand you're looking at different ways of getting an expert's knowledge in order to build better expert systems.
Yes, that's right, in a sense.
Can you tell us something of what you found?
Well, yes, we were doing a general sort of broad cross-comparison of protocol analysis, structured interviewing, and question setting. Well, we found that protocol analysis worked sort of best, but maybe on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Generally structured interviewing was quite good, particularly on Wednesday afternoons when it wasn't raining. And question setting worked very well for people whose name began with ALL. But across all three methods, generally, we suggest that people gave best sort of reports if they were familiar with the domain in which we were studying.
Well, maybe one day we'll even have an expert Shambles. The important findings have emerged from both the Deafness Research Unit and the Blind Mobility Research Unit this year. The Deafness Research Unit discovered deaf people find it difficult to hear. And the Blind Mobility Research Unit have found a statistically significant difference between the ability of blind people and sighted people to see. Experts in both areas are already predicting a paradigm shift in the coming years.
And parapsychology took leaps and bounds into the future today, when Dr. Alan Gooley reported a dream he had had, in which he met his first ghost. Our reporter asked him whether he thought he was too old to believe in ghosts.
No, not really. After all, I have proof from the dream that they exist.
Can you tell us something of what happened?
Well, first I met the ghost of psychology past, and it showed me rats running in mazes and dogs ringing bells. But then I met the ghost of psychology present, and it showed me computers discussing the mind and body question about Ian Howard. Well, there was no ghost of psychology.
So it looks like a bleak horizon for them. Sue Welly this year successfully diagnosed the first recorded instance of a new psychotic condition known as the communal caffeine persecution complex. Apparently the mere smell of the new improved Nescafe is sufficient to trigger the major symptom of the disease, the feeling of students following you around saying, "Excuse me, would you like to do my experiment?" The cure, says Welly, is to switch to decaffeinated and to make it in your own office.
And John Shotter is enjoying his life of retirement as a shepherd, but continues his investigations into philosophical psychology. Our reporter asked him about his latest findings, that he can predict certain facts about his behaviour from his surroundings.
Well, let me give you an example. Red sky at night. That one's easy. Shotter's delight. And try another one. Red sky in the morning. Shotter's warning. Green sky at any time of day. Shotter's stoned out of his head. Minced beef and mashed potato. Shotter's pie.
Jeff Underwood, fresh from his successful rewrite of attention and memory, continues his exploration into reading research. Our reporter interviewed him about his latest findings, that people find it easier to read if you allow them to move their eyes.
Dr. Underwood, can you describe your experimental procedure?
Well, yes, it was quite simple, really. Half the subjects had their eye muscles paralysed, so they were unable to move their eyes, and the other half were allowed to read normally. And then I gave all of them extracts of my book, Attention and Memory, second edition, to read.
And what happened?
I found the floor effect. They couldn't read it. So I tried again. I gave them Donald Norman's Memory and Attention, and I found those who could move their eyes read it much more easily.
Oh, yes, I see what it means. And here are a few of the findings from people whom we were unable to interview. Vicky Bruce has found that people recognise faces more easily than feet.
And in a collaborative project between the Newsons, it was discovered that children are, on average, younger than adults. This, they say, may explain superior adult performance on problem-solving tasks.
And the Accident Research Unit have gathered a mass of evidence suggesting that accidents damage your health.
And finally, the Ian Howarth Golden Age of Psychology Tour of Australia began in Melbourne today. Before he went on walkabout, he achieved his purpose, found new resources, developed a strategy, and evaluated the outcome.
Yeah, Carrie. Oh, God, not Carolyn.
How out of date you are. The way you teach is out of reach. You don't deserve that star. And with Professor Howard, who does things his own way, the coffee bar's not up to par, though they serve Nescafe. How awfully and how bullshitty the lecturers always seem. They're all too old like Alan Gold, they're always in a dream. And with Nigel Shambles, the lectures that he's given, no student can understand that man or his friend Pop 11. How meaningless the research is, despite huge research grants. Sue Welly's into therapies, and Howard uses plants. And with Mike Burtoff, the girls all love his hair. They're most impressed by his t-test and the size of his chi-square.
I wonder if there's anything on TV.
And now, on BBC One, we were going to take you over for a glimpse inside a real psychology department, where the computer is taking over where thought left off, where a full frontal lobotomy is the only qualification for staff membership. But due to illness and bad acting, this has had to be cancelled. So now on BBC One, a chance to see a new group therapy technique at work.
Right. Now this week I want us all to try a different approach to expressing our feelings. We're going to use the object-centred, metaphoric, inhibition, transgression technique. Take this ball. I'm going to throw it to one of you at random. And when you catch it, I want you to imagine that your inner self is no longer inside you. It's actually in this ball. Right? So it's no longer you in your head. Then you can feel free to imagine anything you want about this ball. You can do anything you want. You can imagine anything at all. Catch. Now, what do you feel, Rodney?
A bit of a plonker.
Anything else?
Like a man holding a tennis ball.
No, good at this. You have to go, Siggy.
Yes, yes, I feel myself somewhere else.
Tell us.
I'm in a field. The sun is shining brightly. There are children playing. The flowers are growing, and the children are singing.
Good. Go on, go on.
And there's a thrush in a tree. It's a big thrush. It's 20 foot long. And there's another one sitting next to it. But oh no, the pink elephant's just come down and swooped and taken it. Oh, but over there, there's an orange lake. But there are giant fish, and they're coming out, and they're marching towards me, and they've got guns, and they're going to get me.
You've really got problems. You have to go, Ian.
I'm head of department. I've always wanted to be that. I'm the only member in the department, and I can boss everybody around.
But you said there was no one else in the department.
Oh, shit.
No, carry on, it's all right.
I'm head of department, and I'm supreme head of the cosmos.
Ian, you're supposed to imagine something different from your normal.
No thanks, I tried it once with a golf ball.
And?
Well, I ended up in hospital for a fortnight. Anyway, I know what the problem is with us.
Do enlighten us.
It's him! None of us can stand him. We've all been getting worse since we came here.
Right, I had a decent career before
I used to be head of department. I'm sorry, that's all we've got time for this week. I'll see you next week.
And now, Magnus Magnusson introduces the grand final of Mastermind.
Good evening, and welcome to part 2 of Mastermind. Could I have our next contestant, please? Your name, please?
Professor Wooden. Lecturer, part-time psychologist.
Right, Professor Wooden, you have 2 minutes. In the first... I'm sorry, I'll stop that again. In the first section, you answered questions on Vygotsky. In this general knowledge section, you have 2 minutes to answer questions on anything but Vygotsky. Time starts now. What is the term given to perception with the eyes?
Vision.
Correct. What French expression means face-to-face?
Vis-a-vis.
Correct. What's another word for strength?
Vigor.
Which well-known Russian psychologist wrote Mind in Society?
Pass.
What's the term applied in sport when a team wins?
Victory.
Which psychologist co-wrote with Patrick Scarlett Visual Perception?
Vicky Brothers.
Correct. Who won the FA Cup in 1932?
Vygotsky. No, that's the Villa. Shakespeare. Vygotsky.
Excuse me.
Good evening.
Is your wife a psychologist?
I beg your pardon?
Is your wife a psychologist? Know what I mean?
Well, she has done some experiments.
Oh, bet she has. Total psychology, eh?
As a matter of fact, yes. She's published a few papers on social interaction in academic departments.
Oh, say no more. Social interaction. Psychology department.
Well, biology mainly.
Biology? Human biology. Sexuality. Practicals.
I'm sorry, come again.
Did she real go, was she?
I really don't see what you're getting at.
Getting at. Very good. 0.05 is as good as 0.01 to a blind psychologist.
I really don't see the significance of that.
Look, you're a man of the world.
Yes.
I mean, you've done it. You've been a subject.
Yes. Well, what's it like?
And now for something completely different. My name's JJ Gumby, and I like chrysanthemums.
Stop that.
Oh,
That's far too silly, that one. Stop.
Let me do that bit while I get my head stuck.
What bit's that?
My brain hurts because I got my head stuck.
No, I'm sorry, it's not psychologically.
Bad head?
Not very enough. Anyway, we've done far too much by the interview already.
No, we haven't. No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
Yes,
we have.
No,
No, we haven't. Was it a 5-minute argument or a full half hour?
Oh, it's the full half. I am hungry like that. Well, you did some piping in that underwear sketch.
No, not necessarily. I could have been doing it in my spare time.
Announce the interview I'm doing.
Hey, that's a funny walk. I spotted it. It's a funny walk.
No, that wasn't a funny walk. This is a funny walk.
Nah, that's not a funny walk. This is a funny walk.
No, I've got it. This is the funny walk.
Nah, stop it. It's been a good evening.
Been a what?
Good evening.
Ah, good evening. Tonight's the night that I'm going to be
Oh,
here
shut up!
talking about word association football. In the practice makes perfect of psychoanalysis to our brother.
Shut up, would you go bad enough? I am head of department, you know.
Oh, head of department. Very nice. And how did you get that, mate? By exploiting the students.
Shut up, would you?
By hanging on to outdated paradigms of psychology and thereby perpetuating the slow development of the discipline as a whole.
I've had enough. Shut up!
I'll have you know this is an autonomous review whose decisions about rehearsing, acting, scripting, casting are made at bi-weekly rehearsals in the first year lab. Ow!
I've had enough of you, can now clear off with you just show off. I've got an announcement to make and I'm off to Australia to next week. Are you stopped for something to do between lectures? Have you got 10 minutes to go before your next one? Why not visit our new improved coffee bar? Just relax in comfortable surroundings and soak in that inspired intellectual atmosphere. Why not treat yourself to a cup of piping hot coffee? Only the best Nescafe in our cups. Or perhaps a slide projector might come up. Perhaps you're feeling peckish. Choose wine selection. Topics, minty yo-yos and Mars bars. There's something for everybody's taste in our coffee bar. The sales staff, let's smile. In fact, service with a smile is our middle name. Now you'll regret it if you don't take this chance. So use the best coffee bar on campus now!
Yes? Can we help you? You all have an appointment? Are you doing anything?
You're supposed to be doing the review.
Share the review.
We just did the first half,
First
didn't
half,
we?
yeah.
And now we just have the interval. Nice the second half, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. That's right, the first half is where you did those underwear sketches.
Underwear, yeah.
Yeah. I did lots of those.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's going quite well.
Yeah, it seems to be going quite well so far.
Yeah, even after the race.
Yeah, we think they're great. They'll love anything. Tell you what, but it shows we opened the bar at the right time.
Yeah. It's gone on the Great White Telephone.
No, God on the Great White Telephone.
Oh, hi, Archangel Antonia.
Archangel Antonio.
He is?
See?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Okay, we'll be right up. Bad news, God's back from Australia. God's go straight up.
Think we've been a bit rude to him?
No, we might have just been a bit rude to him, yeah.
Alex, don't these you might want to play across.
Yeah.
What? What are you still talking Yes, I didn't think you were expecting me back from Australia so soon.
No, we weren't, Your Holiness. We weren't expecting you back from Australia at all.
Oh, to your divine guidance, we need your holiness.
I've got some constructive suggestions for the review.
We certainly need your divine guidance, Your Holiness.
I've sent you a memo about it.
What memo?
There'll be in blind pigeonholes.
Oh, pigeonholes. I've not been using my pigeonhole, mate. There's too much pigeon shit in it.
Those postgrads are right at the bottom of the pigeonholes. Patrick's been keeping his pigeons in there.
Enough. I don't want to discuss pigeons. I've summoned you here to discuss the lack of omnipresence in this review.
What?
You bumbling idiots! I want more of me in it!
More of you?
Yes.
They won't like it.
It'll be bad for your image, Your Holiness.
Ah, well, we can't have that. We'll do something, spice it up. It's as flat as a pancake at the moment.
Like that line.
Yeah, there you! All my lines are funny!
Quite. Slice of happy steak, slice of pancake. Ah, I have an idea. Can I use your phone, your bum scrumptiousness? Right, Dennis, you've got to come at once. Look, never mind that. You've got to be in the review. Orders the big H.
This next sketch will be really good.
Just come. Yeah, okay. See you soon. Hi, Dennis. I'm really you've arrived.
Hi, Mark. What's going on?
Look, we've got a problem. Let's get this thing cancelled.
Shame.
You've got to do one.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Yes.
What can I do?
Just tell them about your first day in the department. No, that's funny.
You're right. Wait a minute. Let me get some stuff.
Okay.
I'll put it right here. Well, you see, I arrived at the department on a cold, wet October afternoon, same as any other afternoon. I walked into the foyer, that's the lobby out here, and I saw this dark-headed lady walking up towards me. She looked right at my face, didn't recognize me. I figured it had to be Vicky Bruce.
Spare 5 minutes for an experiment.
They told me this was going to happen. I didn't figure it'd happen this soon. Sorry, sweetheart. A bit busy right now. Figured if I was going to find my tutor, I had to start at the top. So I went there, straight to the top, 4th floor. That's the one marked 2 on the elevator. Walked down this long, kind of dark hallway. I was doing fine. I hit my head on a door. I looked up. It said, P. Green. I tried, but I really didn't have it. So I walked in and sat down. He started the conversation.
What do you know about pigeons?
Pigeons? What can you say about pigeons? They fly and they bob their heads. So I told him. They fly and they bob their heads.
Yes, but why do they fly and bob their heads?
Because it's better than walking and bobbing their heads. Seemed really impressed with my answer.
It's amazing.
I decided that this whole conversation was a flight of fancy and was leading nowhere. So I walked on out and started down the hallway. I walked past the 3rd door on the right. And I heard somebody talking.
It's bullshit.
The man was speaking my language. I went in.
Hedge, waffle, bullshit.
It was over my head. I left and continued on down the hallway. I was doing fine until I got hit with this heavy flying metal object. Almost. Throw it again. Throw it at her.
I can't throw it at her.
Why not?
It'll hurt her.
You ready for this? You threw it at me, you can throw it at her. The man introduced himself. He said his name was John Shotfoot.
Good day.
How is it that I can be hit with a low-flying, heavy metal object and it doesn't hurt me?
Well, how do you know it hit you if you couldn't feel it?
I could see that this is a really deep metaphysical question. So I decided to go back to him. Explain it to me.
I think you're in a state of socio-epistemological, neurological, bull hit me, didn't feel it, dilemma.
What I had was a story that was rapidly getting out of hand. This story had more twist than a 20-foot snake carrying a box of corkscrews up a spiral staircase. I decided to leave. I walked downstairs. I was going down, on the next floor down, I heard this rather obese, cigar-smoking northerner I think it was a Russian that wanted me to leave because he kept saying,
And of course, Vygotsky gave a paper about this in 1936.
I only have to be told 5 or 10 times before I get the message, so I left. I went on down. I was coming through the lobby, about ready to go out, when this good-looking blonde dame came up, looked longingly into my eyes, and said,
Are you the man from Wank Xerox?
The answer was no, so I said, no.
Did you use photocopiers?
The answer was still no. All this talking was really getting me hungry, so I had to ask her. I said, where can a man get a Big Mac around this place?
Try the 3rd floor, 2nd on the right. I suppose I have to do it myself.
3rd floor, 2nd on the right. I walked up. Walked into the place. I knew it was the end of the line. I could tell it was the end. The sign on the door said terminals room. Of all the rooms in all the psychology departments in all the world, I had to walk into this one. I was about to leave, and I looked over in the corner, and I saw her sitting there. Beautiful in the corner. I walked over, I sat down. Put my arm around behind her. Flicked her switch. Turned her on. She got a gleam in her eye. Said her name was Eliza. I said, hi, Eliza. She said, what are you doing here? I said, I'm looking for my tutor. She was fast. She came right back with, tell me more about your tutor. Hey, this kid could talk to me. I said, I really need to talk to somebody. She said, tell me more about it. A girl with compassion. What could I say? I decided to put it to her straight, really hit her up front. I said, will you be my tutor? Answer was immediate. She said, yes. What can I say? Here's looking at you, kid.
Have you heard about this information technology then?
Oh, what's that then?
Well, about putting newspapers on computer.
Yeah? What's the computer want to read the newspapers for?
So as not to be biased, I suppose.
Oh. You mean politically neutral land?
That's right, like the Granny Act. My brother bought a Granada last week.
All right, 4.8 or 2.8?
4.8, 2.8 what?
Litres, of course.
Not a car. Oh no, it wasn't a Granada, it was a BBC.
Ah, I bet that reads the news then.
And I tell you, a child's not old enough for language when there's no evidence of the object concept.
There you go again, you see, with this object concept. I really don't understand it yet, you know.
Well, you Freudians are all the same. Let me show you this subject here. Right, you see any sort of staring at the light over there? Now, if I place this piece of card in front of his face, as far as the child's concerned, his reaction shows that that light no longer exists. Yeah, now he's focused on something completely different. This is due to the lack of the object concept.
I think you're failing to miss one important aspect in your subject here, you Piagetians, and that is, you've got to understand its psychosexual development. Oral activity, signs of anal activity, and of course the beginnings of the Oedipus complex.
Ah, there you go again. Sex and complexes. It doesn't mean anything to me.
Look, do you have the child's mother outside?
Yes. She's outside there, but I don't have her in my experiments.
Ah, this is the problem. Just bring her in and I'll show you what I mean. Right, madam, we'd just like you to stand in front of your child for a couple of You see, at the sight of the mother, the child's repressed sexual desires come out straight away.
No. A child at this stage doesn't have sufficient symbolic capacity to represent the mother in the way you or I do. This is due to the lack of the object concept. That's what I'm telling you.
Hey, you've got to get me out of here. I can't stand another bloody day of all those experiments. Bits of cardboard, bricks under bloody handkerchiefs, first one placed then the other. Nobody thinks I know the difference. I'm doing it to falling, but I'm stuck here, you see.
Hey, did you hear that? What? The child, he spoke, just like he spoke to me like an adult, the child.
Oh, don't be stupid. He hasn't having sufficient symbolic capacity for language. This is what I'm telling you.
Okay, let me show you. Come here, come here. What's the child's name?
Nigel.
Okay, Nigel, just finish what you were saying, please.
You've been on that cocaine again, haven't you?
Well, you show him that you can talk.
You're joking, mate. If they knew I could talk, it'd be all those bloody language experiments. You know how boring they are. This is a one. Now they're a two. They're a two. Nobody in the right bloody mind asks questions like that.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, I'll tell you what. Got a suggestion. Do you want to come to my lab, my lab, my lab? Do you want to come to my lab? Oh, yeah!
Hey, that's good. I didn't know you were into music. Hey, that means you're into sex and drugs and rock and roll. Sex and drugs and rock and roll. Sounds very good to me. Yeah! What?
Have you farted? No, I haven't. Well, there's a funny smell around here. Must be that last sketch.
Hey, your old Fred, he farts a lot.
Must be in his jeans.
Nah, it would be, wouldn't it?
I mean, it runs in the family.
Runs? What, like diarrhea? Here, I bet that messes his genes up.
Not those sorts of jeans. Jeans like what your parents give you.
No, I got mine from my brother. Leaves the patch on the knee.
No, not those sorts of jeans. Not Levi's.
Oh, you mean Wranglers?
I don't know. Honestly. Like, when your father farts, you fart.
No. No, that's never happened to me. Oh, except when I was a lad in Italy. But that was a bad fish.
No, not those sorts of jeans. Oh, yeah, I don't understand. Like, the jeans first your father has jeans, right?
No. He never likes them. Wouldn't let me out there for 13.
Will you stop talking about those sorts of jeans? I don't mean those.
Well, how can I? You keep going on about them. Yeah, I think you seem a bit confused about
Me confused?
Let's have another sketch.
Good idea.
Hi Dave, you read my paper?
You talking to me? Oh, you don't have to call me Dave. Professor Wooden told me.
All right, Professor Wooden. Have you read my paper?
No, I don't seem to get as much time as I did before I was Professor. I've got 8 more papers to read before the end of this coffee break. And besides, the other day, I discovered a paper on Vygotsky that I've never read before.
I am glad we switched to Nescafe. Making a profit now, you know. It was a good idea.
Yes, I remember telling you it.
What?
You did say a good idea.
Yes.
Well, I must have said it.
You're getting a bit above your station, young wouldn't?
Above my station. I'm a professor now. Don't have to suck up to you anymore.
You're not head of department, are you?
Yes.
You wouldn't?
Yes. Me wouldn't. Me Professor wouldn't. You.
No. Me, Howard, but you wouldn't.
Yes, me wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
That's right. But I would.
Oh, no, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
Oh, no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Wouldn't what?
What would?
Professor wouldn't. Howard wouldn't. What?
How wouldn't?
Professor wouldn't. Howard what?
What wouldn't? state of morphemic confusion. Let's go and see Dr. Underwear. Dr. Underwear, we were just coming to see you.
Me? Hello, me? A mere senior lecturer, and you were coming to see me? What's it about?
Well, it's a bit embarrassing, actually.
Ah, let me guess. You got into a state of morphemic confusion, now you can't decide which of you head of the department is. And you want me to work it out for you? Yeah. Wouldn't Howard, wouldn't Howard, underwear,
Well, what do you know about Vygotsky?
He was the Russian.
That's a filthy, dirty lie.
Well, he did live in St. Petersburg.
So, make him Russian, he's going to be on a holiday.
Enough of this. The facts of the matter is, I am head of department now, and for my first command, we will play charades.
No.
I'll go first.
2 words. 4 lectines. 3 morphemes. Mean lexeme frequency count is 72 per thousand. Willie Rushton!
Seems obsessed with sex.
Samantha Fox!
Cigar. Doing the whole thing. It's okay.
I've got it! Sigmund Freud! Yeah!
Oh, I do like being head of department, but I'm not being Sigmund Freud even more.
Better at Sigmund Freud than head of
Yeah,
department.
stay on for the next sketch.
I didn't know it. I can... Right. Now... So this. Oh, just what I was looking for. Right. Now, the sound. Does anybody in the audience know about all late 19th century Viennese accent? No? Good. Right, there we go. I want to buy a lager. No, 1906 Saxon Brow. Achtung, Achtung! No, 1944 in Nuremberg. Getting closer though. I think we have a severe case of the penis envy, yeah? Ah, excellent. Okay, what do you think of it so far? Rubbish! Right, good as that, eh? Well, I'll do it anyway. Right, I'm ready. Come in! Ah, yeah, right, then let me take your clothes. I'm in your coat. Now, when was the last time that you sleep with a therapist? I mean, speak to a therapist.
I've never done it before.
Ah, well, I better explain. First, I put down my cigar, and then we put you on this couch, yeah?
Why would you do that?
It is so you're feeling more comfortable, yeah?
Oh, right.
Now, I think... what is the way to handle this breast? I mean, breast. I think we'll start with some verb association.
Football, a technique often used in the practice making perfect of psychoanalysis.
Not you! You're ruining the sketch.
Mark, I'm sorry, it's just when anyone says word association. Ad-libbing.
Ad-libbing? You can ad-lib if I put a million bolts through you.
Mark, stop it. Look, this is all in the script.
Give me that. Oh, my God. Mark, stop it. This is all in the script. Is it? Give me that. Mark, stop it. This is all in the script. Is it? Give me that. Mark,
Is it in
stop
the
it.
loop?
In the script.
Quick!
Who wrote the script anyway?
You wrote it.
What am I doing next?
You carry on with the sketch.
Oh, my God, right. Now, as I was saying, we will start with some word association. I will say the word, and you say the first thing that comes into your head.
Okay.
Pelonka.
Willie.
Dangler.
Willie.
Cock.
Willie.
Billy.
Rushton.
Ah, yes. This is a clear case of the penis envy. Now, I'm particularly to this Billy Rushton.
But that's not fair. You were putting the words into my mouth.
Ah, and this is just clear oral sexual inversion. No, birds. Well, the fella's enters your mouth.
Oh, I see.
Right. What else? I think maybe we should go to some dream interpretations. Have you had any good dreams recently?
Well, there was one.
Oh, go on.
I'm floating gently through space, caressing the clouds and swimming with the doves. I'm holding hands with a well-hung Swedish man. His mouth moves rhythmically around the end of an ice cream cornet. Somewhere below, towering white waves break in slow motion on a deserted beach to the sound of Ausum sprach Zarathustra.
Ah, this is indeed very surprising. This does not confirm my expectations at all. This is a clear case of the groin tingler, which, as you know, has nothing to do with sex. You are possessed of a deep-seated phobia of holidaying in Scotland out of season. The Swede is, of course, the mosquito. The white wave is the milk descending on the bowl of tepid porridge. You're floating somewhere on the A9 between Kilcranky and King Gussie. Yes, and you might just about get to Inverness by the time the last McDonald's closes. But, oh dear, there's a lorry in front of you. 85 gram frequency is very high on the number plate. Oh, it's almost a word. Oh.
Just a minute.
Oh, shit.
You're not Freud at all. You're Jeff Underwear. I've heard about you. And I thought you were a real psychotherapist.
And she looks so like my mother as well.
Have you heard about this octopus complex?
No, what's that then?
Well, it's when a woman has 8 sons, and she loves them all.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Well, they all end up killing their father.
Terrible, that is.
Yeah. I think it's to do with something they call cock envy.
Oh, they keep chickens then.
Yeah, that's right. It's a small house.
Oh, yeah, I suppose the chickens crap everywhere.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that must be what they mean by egocentric.
There's a flaw in my experiment, dear tutor. Dear tutor, there's a flaw in my experiment, dear tutor. Flaw.
Then show me the design, dear student, dear student. Then show me the design, dear student, the design.
It's on the computer, dear tutor, dear tutor. It's on the computer, dear tutor, not here.
Then show me a printout, dear student, dear student. Then show me a printout, dear student, print out.
The system has crashed, dear tutor. The system has crashed, dear tutor. It's crashed.
Then go find Dave Dingwall, dear student. Then go find Dave Dingwall, dear student. Big D.
Dave Dingwall's on holiday, dear tutor, dear tutor. Dave Dingwall's on holiday, dear tutor, again.
Then fake the results. Then fake the results, dear student. Just lie.
But how do I do that, dear tutor, dear tutor? But how do I do that, dear tutor? But how?
To fit your hypothesis, dear student, dear student. To fit your hypothesis, dear student. To fit.
My hypothesis is wrong, dear tutor, dear tutor. My hypothesis is wrong, dear tutor. It's wrong.
But how do you know that, dear student, dear student? But how do you know that, dear student? But how?
That's the flaw in my experiment, dear tutor, dear tutor. That's the flaw in my experiment, dear tutor. The flaw.
I hate students, they're the only form of life that I abhor. I hate the fat and thin ones, and I hate the dull and dim ones, and I hate the really clever ones even more. I was out with my wife before the evening, out for a quiet pint or four. We were gently discussing some intimate sweet nothings when these students come rushing through the door. Some were wearing silly masks, some were wearing hats, some were wearing lab coats with slogans on the back. A wall of drunken faces was all that I could see. As I drank my pint and turned to leave, the landlord said to me, I hate students, I hate students, I hate them mixing Guinness and Cointreau. I hate them playing bunnies, and I've never found it funny when they throw up in the car park as they go. I was teaching a class one Monday morning. Everyone looked bored, time was dragging on. I wasn't getting much reaction from me three-way interaction, so I stopped the class and asked them what was wrong. Well, there were 34 hangovers, 17 brain deaths, 4 girls doing mushrooms and 3 girls doing meths. The couple on the back row must have just got out of bed. The one mature student rose, this is what he said. I hate students, I hate students, I hate the young Tories and the Trots. Oh, I'd be so happy should one ever come across a good one, but I have to say, I hate bleeding lots. Now you may think, in my chosen profession, I hate and fear of students wouldn't stand me in much stead. So I said to this clinician, can you fix me inhibition? She said, sit down, Mike, and I will fix your head. Well, first she had me think about a first-year BSc. She held me hand until I felt it was no threat to me. We quickly moved through second years and final year duties. By the time we reached the postgrads, I was cured of my disease. And now I like students. I like students. I even like the Bolshie and the NAF. I like the posh and plummy, and I even like the Brummies. Trouble is now I hate the staff.
You know what that means, don't you?
What mean?
Crossing your legs. Johnny Morris wrote a book about it. Singing to heart or something.
Come on, sore foot.
No,
What would I look like a sore foot?
not that, something personal.
I can't think of anything. Only the wife just left me. Or the cat died. Or the PO.
No, not those sorts of things. Something deeper. I know what it is. It means you've had another row with your hamster.
Yeah, just died too.
I'm sorry. I can't think what it can be then. You've hidden it so well.
I think I know what it is.
What? What?
Must be this piss I'm wanting.
Right, now let's turn to the type of department we can all disagree on. Psychology departments.
I think when we're looking at psychology departments, we need a completely different scale of measurement.
Could you elaborate on that, please?
Yes, I think I see what Peter means. When we're considering psychology departments, matters such as academic ability are just completely irrelevant.
So we need a completely different scale. Jolly good, jolly good.
But what should the scale be?
Well, what about bovine resemblance?
Anyway.
Couldn't we scale their intelligence?
They can't do that for themselves.
Well, what differentiable trait do they have in common?
They're all pretty weird.
Yes, I think Peter has it.
Yes, indeed. We could scale psychology departments on how weird they are. Let's start with Nottingham University's psychology department. Who do they have here? Let me see. Vicky Bruce. She does experiments on face recognition.
What is that, child?
Well, I believe she gets very large grants for showing upside-down, jumbled-up faces to unsuspecting undergraduates.
Right. And then, of course, there's Alan Gooley and parapsychology.
Is that like parachuting?
No, Peter believes in ghosts.
And then, Jeff Underwear made a name for himself reversing the title of Donald Norman's book, Memory and Attention.
Sounds very normal to me. Ah, but I heard you wrote the book using a random word generator.
John Schotter. Now, he's an existentialist, isn't he?
I thought he was a phenomenologist. No, he's a radical intentionalist, isn't
Well,
he?
I thought he was a downright lefty.
Yeah, well, Tom Cox.
I believe he works for the Ministry of Defence. That's normal.
Bit of a black mark against Nottingham.
Yeah.
Patrick Green. The perceptual world of the pigeon.
Great. That's all should be locked up, in fact.
Pretty weird. Robin Stevens, let's just put him down as weird.
Why?
Well, let's just say he's into animals and sex.
Is it for me?
When you finish, we finally turn to Dave Wood and his book collection, which consists of Piaget, Vygotsky, Piaget meets Vygotsky, son of Vygotsky, what Piaget did at school, what Piaget did next, Piaget and his beakers, Meet Me on the Mountain Doll, Oh, Where Did That Policeman Go, The Naughty Teddy Bear and its implications for world peace, The Naughty Teddy Bear Eats the Beakers, and most recently, Piaget Kills the Naughty Teddy Bear. Right, you lot, what sort of rating?
Oh,
We're all agreed then the Nottingham University Psychology Department receives an outstanding rating.
On the first day of Christmas, Tom Coxey gave to me a stressed student in a laboratory. On the second day of Christmas, Mike Bertoff gave to me two-tailed tests and a stressed student in a lavatory. On the third day of Christmas, Vicky Bruce gave to me three-tailed faces, two-tailed tests and a stressed student in a lavatory. On the fourth day of Christmas, Jeff Bundy's gave to me four-letter words, three-tailed faces, two-tailed tests and a stressed student in a lavatory. On the fifth day of Christmas, Ian Howard gave to me five dull memos, four-letter words, three-tailed faces, two-tailed tests and a stressed student in a lavatory. On the sixth day of Christmas, Susan gave to me sixes relating, five dull memos, four-letter words, three-tailed faces, two-tailed tests and a stressed student in a lavatory. On the seventh day of Christmas, Pat Green gave to me seven pigeons bopping, sixes relating, five dull memos, four-letter words, three-tailed faces, two-tailed tests and a stressed student in a lavatory. On the eighth day of Christmas, Wendy gave to me 8 strings are shrinking, 7 pigeons bopping, 6 relating, 5 dull memos, 4 letters words, 3 plain faces, 2 tails, and a straight student in a lavatory. On the 9th day of Christmas, Robin Stevens gave to me 9 nice amazing 8 pigeons, 7 pigeons bopping, 6 relating, 5 dull memos, 4 letters words, 3 plain faces, 2 tails, and a stressed student in the lavatory. On the 10th day of Christmas, John Schotter gave to me 10 words confusing, 9 nights amazing, 8 creatures shrinking, 7 pigeons bopping, 6 relating, 5 dull memos, 4 letters words, 3 strange faces, 2 tail tests, and a stressed student in a lavatory. On the 11th day of Christmas, Alan Gooley gave to me 11 poultices rising, 10 words confusing, 9 mice amazing, 8 creatures shrinking, 7 pigeons bopping, 6 relating, 5 dull memos, 4 letters words, 3 strange faces, 2 tail tests, and a stressed student student in a lavatory. On the 12th day of Christmas, Nigel Shambles gave to me 12.
12. Recursing.
11, of discussing 10, words confused 9, estimating 8, strings are shrinking 7, pitches popping 6, relating 5, dog nose, 4 letters word 3, strange faces 2, tail test, and the stress student in a lavatory.
Sound. John Everett on lights and about 25 minutes of Mike Burton did music for us. And we've got Andy and Pete to the back on the video for us.